Thank you.
That could be the ending. Thank you and good night. Yep, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a wonderful morning, afternoon, and or night. It is a night here.
Yeah, it's one of the last nice nights of fall football season, so we figure we take it outside.
First game we're going to be talking about today is Chicago at Washington. That game got flexed to 4:30, like we said they should.
Yay!
I guess that means Roger Goodell watches this podcast.
They listen too. They're locked in.
Which is great. Roger, can you get me front row tickets, please?
3 of them.
Thank you, Mr. Goodell. We got the hottest rookie quarterbacks with the face-off. Caleb Williams and Jayden Daniels. However, Jayden Daniels did go out with a rib injury, so it might be Mariota, which means this game will either be really, really good or it'll be extremely one-sided. So it depends on which quarterback is in. The Commanders have beaten the New York Giants, which is unsurprising. The Bengals, the Cardinals, and the Panthers. And the Bears have beaten the Titans, the Rams, the Panthers, and the Jaguars. I feel like the Commanders earned their record more because they beat a relatively, I wouldn't say good, I'd say okay team, while the rest of them were just straight garbage. And the Bears haven't played anybody good yet.
I don't know. On this one, it depends on who's playing. If Jayden Daniels is playing this game, so it's a home game. I think it's going to be a close game because both quarterbacks are going to want to get some highlight tapes, and they're going to tout it as, the 2 rookie quarterbacks. So now you got to go to the receiving core. Like, who are they throwing to? I know in Chicago they got Roma Dunze, and I don't even know who else they got. Commanders, who are they throwing to?
Terry. And I don't know anybody else because I don't watch the Commanders that much.
Scary Terry. Coin toss on this one. I'm going
to go with the Commanders. I mean, it depends. If Brian Robinson is back, then I feel like the Commanders are going to win this one. But if he's not, then I feel like it'll be a close one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If he's not in, I don't know who will win.
I'm going to go with the Commanders on this one only because they've been playing really well consistently. Even though they've been playing well consistently against bad teams, I think that Baltimore game they played probably gave them a lot of confidence. And I don't think that Chicago has played anybody at that level. Man, did you see what the Baltimore did to Tampa Bay? It was like, man.
Oh, my God, it was a massacre.
Yeah, so, the fact that they were able to hold their own against them, I'm going for the Commanders on this. You're going for Commanders?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay, so we're good on that one.
All right. Jets. Welcome back to the chopping block.
The Jets.
Oh, boy, we are going to have fun with you. We picked this game, and your forecast came true. Adams did not matter at all.
Nope.
I think he got like 2 or 3 catches that whole game.
Yep.
So, it's obvious he's hitting the age cliff. Aaron Rodgers, I think he's leading the league in picks right now.
Either him or Patrick Mahomes, one of the two.
And he threw 2 big ones during the game. So that is suboptimal, to say the least. And then the defense, which was touted to be one of the best in the NFL, could not stop the run. Which is the literal most basic things that you learn in even Pee-wee football is to stop the run first.
Yes. Yep.
So, I guess NFL defense can't stop the run. Arguably, it was against Najee Harris, and Najee Harris is strong, but he shouldn't be the only factor of that game. Russell Wilson was okay.
Yeah.
He reverted back to his 2017 self for 1 or 2 plays.
Mm-hmm.
So he did good that game, but it was mostly Najee that whole time. Just smash mouth football, and I guess defenses now just aren't prepared to play like that. So
with the Jets, what I was saying last week is that the Jets, if they were going to get Devontae, they needed to do it a week ago. So, and I said also that even if they parachute Devontae Adams in, he still has to learn the playbook and everything else. The Jets are imploding. So the owner of the Jets, Woody, he gambled a lot on Aaron Rodgers. That was a disaster last season. No fault of his own. This was supposed to be the year where he proved everybody right. It still seemed going in the wrong direction. And this Devontae Adams move is just like a sign of desperation because the owner doesn't want to. He doesn't want to look like he was wrong twice. So what's probably going to happen is whoever they play next, they're probably going to be competitive. They'll probably lose. We're not even going to predict that. But yeah, this team is going nowhere fast. The only good thing about the Jets is that they play in a division with the Dolphins, who are also going nowhere fast. Speaking of that, I think Tua's coming back this week, maybe, and they're saying like he doesn't want to play with the Guardian cap. So it's kind of like,
I mean, at that point, that's just a dumb move. You've been concussed 4 times in
yeah.
the NFL.
I'm like,
come on, man.
like,
you gotta
yeah.
wear some protection.
Yeah, you got to protect yourself at all times.
It doesn't matter. Like, at that point, like, if you had, like, 1 concussion, I can understand coming back and not wearing a Guardian cap. This boy has had 4,
Yeah.
and he doesn't want... Like, I mean, like, at that point, just sacrifice the looks, man.
Yeah.
The Guardian caps, to be honest, are not as bad as I thought they would look.
Yeah, well, I mean, and now they have them painted with the team colors and
Yeah,
everything.
they have them
so.
painted to look like the helmet. So, I mean, like, bro, just come on. Just wear the cap.
Yeah.
But don't be surprised if you see him go down with another one.
I hope not. I hope not. But, I mean...
I wouldn't be surprised because each concussion, scientifically, each concussion builds up to the next.
That you increase the chance of having another one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well...
Please just wear the cap, bro. Come on.
All right, we talked enough about the Jets. What you got next, 98?
Oh, we got another one that we like to make fun of on here. Janiel Dones.
Janiel Dones.
Janiel Dones and the Dwarves.
Wow, that was an easy call on that one.
Janiel Dones and the Dwarves.
So, about 3 weeks ago, we said that it's over. They were on our it's over list.
Oh, yeah, we knew. We knew.
We knew.
After that first week, we knew pretty much.
Yeah,
but,
so...
So this game really just solidified what we already knew. Eagles won 28-3. All I want to say is I remember on Hard Knocks, they said that they didn't really want to franchise tag Saquon and that they were going to focus on building around Daniel Jones. And all I want to say is how well did that turn out? He had almost 200 yards rushing. He absolutely bulldozed. He didn't even try to avoid you guys. I mean, at that point, like he would do like a little shimmy step and then he would just run straight at you.
Yeah.
So he's just he is not afraid anymore of y'all.
Yeah, and he's not.
So, I mean, that means 2 things. It means, 1, he doesn't respect the Giants enough to try and go around them because he knows he can just go through them.
Yep.
And 2, it's like, I guess, like, not really revenge, but I guess like a little bit of bad feelings. Not towards the players, more towards the owners. And, I guess he really just wanted to show what they were missing out on. And he did. He definitely did.
In the post-game interview, all he said was that the Giants, there's no bad blood. They told me to go out and see if I could find, another team or somebody that would match what I was looking for, and that's what I did. And he said he's happy with that. But, yeah, the Giants, this season's over. The ownership, and we're not really the ownership, but the GM, yeah, he might be getting fired because the
Brian
Giants...
Gable might be getting fired too.
Yeah, he was on thin ice already after last season. But in his defense, they did build around Daniel Jones, and it worked for that first week when they got Neighbors, and Neighbors was looking great and everything else. But
And then what happened was, what I was afraid would happen is that Malik Neighbors would either get double covered or he would get hurt, and that happened this game.
It did. One of the things I was telling 98 is I fully predict that they're going to bench Daniel Jones. They did bench him at the end of the game in like the final quarter, but I think they're going to permanently bench him. I was telling 98 about his contract where Daniel Jones has like a injury clause in his contract where if he gets hurt,
he's got a lot of money in there.
Yeah, if he can't pass the physical, he has like $25 million they have to pay him. So they can save like $30 million by cutting him, saving off the cap. So I fully expect within the next 2 weeks they'll probably just sit him down permanently.
I feel like they should release him. I feel like every Giants fan would agree with me right now.
Yeah.
If we can all agree, release Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is not working. He has never been working.
Nope.
I don't know why they are still trying to make it work, but
hey, they double down. Sometimes when you gamble, you lose. Sometimes you win also. But
yeah, but then they lost. They've lost a lot in these past years.
They have. All right, enough about that. Let's go ahead and run into the final segment.
We do have one more, which is the Chiefs still undefeated. I don't really want to talk about this one, so you got it.
So how are the Chiefs winning with lack of personnel? So I was telling my son 98, who wasn't really alive during the Patriots era, but It's the same thing when the Patriots were winning all these championships. They were just finding ways to win with people you've never heard of before. So that points to, and like I see the same thing again. That's just coaching and the quarterback. Even though Patrick Mahomes is throwing a lot of interceptions and still hasn't really played like one of his standard type of games, they're still winning. Andy Reid and them, they got them plays. I don't know when they're going to lose their first game, but I mean, they have all the marks of a championship team. I fully see them winning their division. Probably the conference. The only thing about the conference is the Ravens are like red hot now.
I feel like that Ravens defense is going to be a real challenge, especially now that they've got some more pieces in the offensive game. I feel like that game is probably going to be a future Ravens win. But still, how, like, Patrick Mahomes, he has not been good. The Chiefs' offense has not been good.
But they're still winning.
There's somehow their defense. It's their defense.
Yeah,
their defense is carrying. Their defense has put up almost the same amount of points as their offense.
And I was kind of not expecting that because when L'Jarius Sneed left, he was like a key player on there. I was like, they're going to have, but hey, they got some dogs out there. Again, I mean, the only people we got to worry about really is Baltimore, but NFL things can change every week. There is some news that just broke today. They're going to get DeAndre Hopkins to backfill.
They're going to get that corpse of a receiver, so.
And Pacheco will be back within a few weeks also. I saw a video of him on IG. He was like on a treadmill or something, getting back in shape. But yeah, man, shout out to the Chiefs, 6-0.
Philadelphia at Cincinnati, 4-2 versus 3-4. The Eagles might lose this. To be honest, they might lose this. I expect them to win, but they might lose. Mostly because of Jamar Chase.
Yes, fully agree with that. Where's the game at?
It is at Cincinnati.
It's at Cincinnati. Cincinnati played Baltimore really well. There wasn't a lot of defense in that game. You could tell by the high score. And it went to overtime also. I, of course, am an Eagles fan, so I'm going to pick the Eagles. But I think we'll know in the first quarter. If they can shut down, it's going to be hard to shut down Chase, right? Because, Slay has been in and out with injuries and stuff like that.
Quinion has stepped up, though. Quinion's been looking good. Reed has been looking good.
Yeah.
Reed has been, he's been actually amazing for these past few weeks. He's exceeded expectations.
He has.
He's got like a 80-something% coverage rating.
Oh, that's really good. I know that you can't take anything from that Giants game because the Giants are bad, but they look good against the Giants. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go for Eagles on this. Who are you going for?
I'm gonna go Eagles, obviously, but for the love of God, please just take Jalen out.
I think Jalen is a good quarterback. I think that he is doing a good job. I think I like him better with Devontae Adams and A.J. Brown playing, but I think that
Devontae Adams? We're leaving that in. Devontae Smith. Keep going.
Devontae Smith. But yeah, I mean, I think he's good. I think he's above average. I don't think he has looked as good as he had during that season a couple years ago when they went to the Super Bowl, but that's fine. I think he's good enough for them to get to the Super Bowl.
He doesn't want to admit it. He's been playing terribly.
He has been.
He's been playing absolutely horrid these past few weeks. But, yeah, so that is going to wrap up. Oh, my God, there's another siren. That is going to wrap up this episode of the Dark Spirits, Dark Sports Podcast. I'm tired, and I've got some rehab I need to do, so...
You got to get ready for the game tomorrow. Hey, thanks everybody for listening, and we will be back next week with the Dark Spirits, Dark Sports Podcast. Thank you.
And good night.